Boudicca, circa 30 to 61 CE, the warrior queen of the Iceni. Over 2,000 years ago, in what is now England, a fierce and fearless queen rose against the mighty Roman Empire. Her name? Boudicca. She was a woman of strength and determination, a leader who would not bow to oppression. Her story is one of courage, rebellion, and resilience. But how did she come to challenge the most powerful empire in the world? Let's journey back in time and uncover the legend of Boudicca, the warrior queen of the Iceni, life before the revolt. Boudicca was the queen of the Iceni tribe, ruling alongside her husband, King Prasutagus. Together, they maintained a delicate peace with the Romans, carefully balancing their independence while coexisting with the empire's growing influence. The Iceni people thrived under their rule, cultivating their lands, training warriors, and preserving their unique traditions. But all of that was about to change. When Prasutagus passed away, Boudicca expected his will to be honored, ensuring the protection of their daughters and their kingdom. Instead, the Romans saw an opportunity to seize power, ignoring their agreement and committing an unforgivable betrayal that would ignite one of the greatest uprisings in ancient history: the betrayal by Rome. When Prasutagus died, he left his kingdom to Rome and his daughters, hoping to secure their future and maintain the fragile peace with the empire. But the Romans had no intention of honoring his will. Instead, they saw an opportunity for complete control. Roman officials stormed into Iceni lands, seizing property, enslaving villagers, and dismantling the kingdom that Prasutagus had carefully built. When Boudicca protested, she was dragged before the Roman authorities, mercilessly flogged in front of her people as a display of dominance. Even worse, her daughters, young and innocent, were subjected to unspeakable cruelty at the hands of the invaders. The Roman soldiers laughed, believing they had crushed the Iceni spirit, but they had only lit the fire of vengeance in Boudicca's heart, the call to revolt. Boudicca, now filled with rage, vowed to fight back. She would not let the suffering of her people go unanswered. With fire in her heart and determination in her soul, she sent word to the neighboring tribes, calling on them to rise against their common enemy. Messengers rode across the lands, spreading the call to arms. Warriors from different tribes, men and women alike, answered, drawn by the promise of freedom and revenge. They gathered under Boudicca's banner, sharpening their weapons, preparing their horses, and chanting war songs that echoed through the forests and hills. United, they were no longer scattered tribes, but a single force ready to reclaim their land and their honor. The attack on Camulodunum, Colchester. The first Roman city to fall was Camulodunum, a symbol of Roman control in Britain. It housed a grand temple dedicated to Emperor Claudius, a constant reminder of Roman dominance. But the Iceni and their allies saw it as a monument to oppression. With fierce determination, they stormed the city, setting buildings ablaze and toppling Roman statues. The warriors showed no mercy, cutting down Roman officials and soldiers who tried to resist. The flames roared high into the sky, illuminating the night as the city was reduced to ashes. By morning, Camulodunum was nothing more than smoldering ruins, its streets echoing with the cries of a fallen empire. The rebellion had truly begun, the destruction of Londinium, London. Boudicca's army moved south to Londinium, modern-day London, a thriving Roman settlement and an important center of commerce. As the news of the approaching rebellion spread, panic gripped the Roman inhabitants. Governor Suetonius, realizing he lacked the forces to defend the city, made the fateful decision to abandon it. Roman civilians, merchants, and officials fled in desperation, leaving their homes and possessions behind. When the Iceni arrived, they found the city nearly deserted, but that did not stay their hand. Fueled by vengeance, Boudicca's warriors rained destruction upon Londinium, setting its wooden structures ablaze, tearing through its streets, and reducing it to smoldering ruins. The once thriving city became a wasteland of fire and ash, another powerful message to Rome. Britain would not be tamed without a fight. The last stand against Rome. The Romans finally gathered their forces and met Boudicca's army in a final decisive battle. Though vastly outnumbered, the disciplined Roman legions relied on superior tactics, strategy, and battlefield experience. Suetonius positioned his troops in a narrow valley, forcing the Celtic warriors into a bottleneck. The Roman shields formed an unbreakable wall, repelling wave after wave of fierce Iceni attacks. Boudicca rode her war chariot across the battlefield, rallying her warriors, her fiery hair flowing in the wind. The Celts fought with unmatched ferocity, but the organized Roman counterattacks, their deadly javelins and relentless discipline, proved too much. The battlefield became a scene of chaos and destruction as thousands of warriors fell. The once mighty rebellion that had shaken the Roman Empire was now being crushed under the weight of Roman steel. Boudicca's fate. Defeated but never captured, Boudicca disappeared from history. Some say she took poison rather than be taken prisoner, choosing death over the humiliation of Roman chains. Others believe she succumbed to her wounds, her body carried away by loyal warriors who refused to let her fall into enemy hands. Though her fate remains a mystery, one thing is certain: her spirit lived on, inspiring generations to resist oppression and fight for their freedom. Boudicca's legacy. Today, Boudicca is remembered as a symbol of courage and resistance. Her statue stands proudly in London, reminding us of the warrior queen who defied an empire.